I am Shankar Kumar from team number 370, here to give you a gist of what our project entitled Design of Prosthetic Finger Replacement Using Surface EMG Signal Acquisition is all about. Now, before we go into the technical details, let me give you a brief gist of why we picked this project up, our motivation to it was. It was an event that happened about 14 years back. It was me witnessing a friend of mine suffering from the Mobius syndrome, where he was missing his digits on his fingers. In the sense, he had only three fingers on each hand. It is not only him, there are many people suffering from this similar disease, and we aim to give back what they've lost. Therein lies the motivation of our project. Today's answer is just a dummy prosthetic, as you can see. The active processes cost about 10,000 to 1 lakh US dollars, which cannot be afforded by the layman. So what we propose is, we provide, if not the entire functionality, at least a basic sense of the functionality of the human finger. We use an adaptive algorithm which is suitable for any person who is wearing it. It is lightweight, portable, and it costs only about 2,000 to 3,000 Indian rupees, so that is quite affordable. So, how do we go about this? This is a tagline that we have come up with. Harvesting intentions and converting them to reality. As an intention to hold or move an object, a move finger generates an EMG signal, and what we do is we harvest these small signals and convert these intentions to reality. A person who is an amputee, he might not have his fingers, but he still has the will to move the finger. So that will is converted electrically, and we use it to our needs. This shows a basic flow of what we are doing. First, we acquire the EMG signal, let's acquire it, and we process it so that a microcontroller can understand it. And thirdly, we use it to drive a prosthetic finger replacement. These myoelectric activity that result due to muscle contraction and expansion can be found at these various points in the human arm. What we are interested in are these 2 points that are highlighted, and the myoelectric activity from those points are acquired using surface EMG electrodes. The surface EMG electrodes are placed in those particular points as shown, and whenever the muscles are contracted or expanded, you can see myoelectric activity that are bursts of energy that are recorded there. The electrical activity is transferred by the electrode cables to the microcontroller to be able to be processed. The method of acquisition is called the integrated EMG method or IEMG method, where it consists of 4 stages. First stage being the instrumentation amplifier, second stage being the precision full wave rectifier, third stage being the integrator, and fourth stage being the power amplifier. The output of the first stage is as shown there. It is just bursts of energy that are seen. And in the second, the output of the second stage is a clipped output where the negative peaks are removed and the positive ones are kept. The third stage and the fourth stage provide us an integrated data, which is a smooth signal that is quantified. What do we require for electromyogram signal processing are very strict constraints. We need a frequency sensitivity about 20 Hz to 500 Hz. We need very high input impedances of the amplifiers. Detection of voltages is as low as 1 millivolts to 10 millivolts. That is the level of voltage that is present in the body. We need a moderate slew rate so that it can cope up with sampling the signal. And a split gain amounting to a total of 1000. So the entire circuit should have a total gain of 1000. The following components from TI have satisfied our needs. The first stage, that is the instrumentation amplifier, we have made use of the INA 114 manufacturing Texas Instruments. This particular IC has a CMRR of 115 dB. It operates at a minimum voltage of plus or minus 2.5 volts. And its gain is around 200 at this stage. The inputs to this particular amplifier are given as differential inputs. One input is from the bed of the muscle, one from the end of the muscle, and one from the ground. So, the input would be around 1 millivolt, which is pre-amplified by a factor of 200. The second stage that we have used is the precision full wave rectifier. We have used the Texas Instruments IC, that is the DL082 amplifier. This being a JFET amplifier, it has very high input impedance and a moderate slew rate, which is practical for our needs. Since the input amplitude from the output of the first stage is very low, we cannot use conventional rectifier as such. So in this case, we use a precision full wave rectifier. The normal body human body consists of a 200 millivolts DC offset voltage that runs throughout. So in order to block this particular offset voltage, use a DC blocking capacitor as shown. This IC operates at a minimum voltage of around 5 plus or minus 5 volts. The third stage, which is an integrator, also uses the same IC, that is the Texas Instruments TS082 amplifier. It being a JFET, offers high input impedance which satisfies our needs. It is an integrator, and why we use it is to smoothen out the average and rectified signal. The output of the second stage is basically a signal that looks like noise with lots of peaks. So in order to quantify the signal, we use the integrator. The fourth stage is a power amplifier, wherein it does its native job of simply amplifying the signal. We use the IC that is the TL082. The output of this power amplifier is maintained within 3 volts, so that when we connect it to the MSP430, it is compatible and the MSP430 does not burn out due to excess voltage. The microcontroller that we used is the MSP430 G2553 chip. We used the entire launchpad as the apparatus. The ADC we've taken has a resolution of 10 bits, and we take about 200 kilosamples per second. So that amounts to a step size of 3.5 millivolts. The microcontroller can operate at a low voltage of 1.8 volts to 3 volts. And the programming is done on the Energia platform. Why we use Energia is that it is an open source, it is easy to code. All the codes that take about pages to pages are minimized into simple functions. The other specific functionality is that it has a serial monitor. So we can view the ADC sample values in real time. To control the servos, we use the standard control APIs. The algorithm that we used is our own for the sampling of the data. It goes like this. First, the servo or the microcontroller enters into a calibration mode, wherein a person who is wearing the particular apparatus, his threshold has to be determined. For that, the ADC samples the value that is given as an input from the EMG pin. It compares it with the present value and the previous value upon contraction of his muscles. If his value is found to be the maximum, then about 0.7, that is 70% of that maximum value is set as a threshold, which means that whenever his myoelectric activity crosses that particular threshold, it means that he is willing to move the finger. The actuator and the prosthetic that we use is an analog nano servo. The analog nano servo has the dimensions of 19 mm by 17 cross 8. It operates at a voltage of 4.8 to 6 volts and draws a current of 500 milliamperes. On the right hand side, you can see a proposed finger design that we use as a prosthetic finger replacement, and you can see the prototype finger that we made. The results, the prototype as shown on the left is one of the earlier one that we made. It is worn as a sling, it is worn like a backpack on the bottom. And you can see on the bottom right, you can see the prototype version 1 of the fingers that we used. The software implementation, while coming into detail with that, the calibration mode of the algorithm uses the monitoring function that is found in the MSP code. That is, it monitors the input samples for a time of 5 to 10 milliseconds until it finishes the calibration mode. When the threshold is set, it moves on to the main function of having to move the servos and the processing finger. This particular plot is taken on the processing platform, which shows the instant and contraction of the muscle is detected. You can see that we have an amplitude of 613.8 millivolts. That is the exact moment when the muscle is activated and the electromyogram signal is produced. The sampled magnetic peak is as seen below. The coding, the snippet of the code running on the Energia platform is as shown. You can see that there are a series of lower end values that are 7, 2, 5, 2, and here you can see a sudden jump in the value, that is around 21. That indicates that the ADC has sampled a maximum peak at that particular point. This following picture, you can see our various prototypes, our progress throughout the competition. The first type that we have done is the prototype 1, and our recent development is the prototype 2. We've managed to integrate the entire circuit into a PCB and make it as compact as possible. That as seen in the last picture. So what we can conclude from this is that we use the simplest kind of method, that is the IEMG method, which is far more easier and compatible. Previously what we had done was an individual had to set his own threshold when he is using the apparatus. But we have moved one step further and we have automated the setting of the threshold values using dynamic algorithms. Basic degree of the prosthetic finger, that is, you can perform basic functions such as grasping and holding of objects using our apparatus. And we use the open source platform, that is Energia for coding, which makes it very simple. Some limitations that we face through this is the force exerted by the prosthetic finger is fixed for now. That is, to hold any soft object or a hard object, we use the same amount of torque from the servo motor. And the current battery life, the pass of life that we use runs out in about a day, which can be further improved. Now, where can we go with this further? If we use, instead of using surface EMG type of electrodes, if we use a wristband type of electrodes, those are permanent and do not need replacements every now and then. If we imbibe touch sensitive receptor to the end of the fingers, we can provide the ability of sensing and feeling an object to the person wearing it. The entire apparatus can be made as small as 5 × 5 centimeters by use of assembly components with effective PCB design. Following the references.